Good afternoon, beautiful ladies, wonderful gentlemen. Good afternoon. You got Icy Dawn in the house. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Icy Dawn's a florist. Icy Dawn the florist is in the house, folks. We have an interesting topic that we're going to kick it about today. We're going to talk about a topic that we need to really break down because we as human beings, for some reason, we as human beings, we take words and we don't know how to fully understand the words. RIP to a YouTuber. I don't know him. I didn't follow him. I think I watched maybe like 45 minutes of his work to an hour. And you know what I'm saying? I realized that he's a talk show host. He had his thing that he was doing, you know. People put a lot of time and energy into this YouTube world, this whole Facebook world, and even the MySpace, you know, that's where it all started. They put a lot of energy into building their characters, their profiles, and getting followers. And we have to watch the words that we speak. We have to watch what we say. It's a lovely day outside. Oh, Lord, it's a lovely day outside. It's slowing my whole flow up. Oh, man. Hey, Tina. That's for you. I don't spread division. I spread love, baby. See, there's not too many YouTubers out there in the world like me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even a YouTuber, but I'll be on that tube. We got a topic that we're going to kick it on. Are you leftovers? And this topic is for both human beings, the male and female. And we're going to talk about the seriousness of that topic that late Samuels was talking about. He was talking about something that, you know, a lot of people fail to realize. So we're going to kick it, and I'm going to go a little bit deep for you so you can understand that message. Because that message was very interesting. Because a lot of times people really get things misunderstood. Many people really think that they're living their life as a magazine. We really think that we live in our lives as rock stars. And we don't know that we have time, but then we don't have time because time is not on our side because sometimes you're late. Many people are late. Many people are late to their own funeral. You understand what I'm saying? We are late. You be in your casket, you're dead, and they get you to your funeral late. They are late to their own funeral. Yeah, that's really real. You know what I'm saying? You're late to your own funeral. So we gotta understand that the time that we have to really cherish it. And when you go to church, and let's look at the old school church. You understand what I'm saying? The old school church. Happy Saturday, Tina. When you look at that old school church, right, and you observe the old school church, the old school church rules was like, yo, women must wear dresses that cover their knees to their ankles. Period. I'm pretty sure women came up with that rule. So then, like I say, you got good and evil in this world. So the energy of evil said, nah, I can't produce more demon babies. Like I say, my conversation always, you must go spiritually deep, mentally deep. You can't just be on the surface of a Christmas fucking tree as one of those little balls on the tree. You can't just be the light decoration on the tree. You can't be that for sizzle shit that they be throwing all over the confetti shit. You gotta be the root of that tree. You gotta go to the root of that tree before it's chopped to understand. So you women must understand that demons itself, whether it's male or females, want to use you for its reasons and cause the purpose of living so that it can infest the planet. So let's say from 1940, fuck that, 1930 to this present day. 82 years, right? Is it 82 years, I think? In 82 years, or whatever the amount of years it is, what has transpired from long dresses at church to stilettos, high heels, the pastor wife with her titties hanging out, huh? Is because they changed the values. Being single and independent, do your thing. Go out there and be a bachelor, have your fun, live your life to help infest the planet, to get the planet off the right path. So when we look at the words, are you 35 years in this world with kids, single? Are you considered leftovers? Let's break that the fuck down. Let's elevate your minds. Remember, it's hood therapy, folks. So y'all coming to the psychologist. So it's not no petty conversation. You better elevate your minds when we talking. Let's talk. Whenever I put a topic out, it's really to be well thought on. I spread love, booby. And the message I spread is about love, because you gotta love yourself more than what the devil loves you. The devil loves you enough to freaking infest the world. You gotta love yourself a little bit more so that you can fight that devil. How many folks, if you could go back in time, you would have got married earlier? You would have did things right earlier. You wouldn't have been partying as much earlier. You wouldn't have been drinking as much earlier. You wouldn't have been smoking as much earlier. You wouldn't have been fucking as much earlier. How many of us would not have been doing all that? If we really can go back. If we can really go back and cut off a lot of the I'm going to be raw on this one today. It's Raw Saturday, okay, folks? It's Raw Saturday. How many of us could see my point? My point. This the young girls. This block, this house right there is always, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 girls. Always that crazy drama. Always. See? See what I'm saying? Okay, now we stay right here for 2 seconds so you can understand. If you can go back to this age right here, from 18 to 25, 18 to 35. You want me to show you? I'll show you. This is live on live, folks. While I'm kicking the shit. You understand what I'm saying? God uses things for reasons. So, live on live. If we can go back to that age of 18 to 30, how many of us would cut out a lot of the drama that we held in our lives, the drama that we put ourselves through, all the nonsense that we do? When we say leftovers, folks, where do our minds be? Many of us are leftovers because we wasn't the A students, the B students. And I ain't just talking about in I'm not just talking about like in school. I'm talking about the A students, of life, the B students of life. There's a lot of C students, D students, and failure students that's on these YouTube. Really, I'm gonna tell you like this: most of the people that's on YouTube is D and Fs, D and F people who trying to be the A people. Most people online who's online, especially with their channels, content creators, are D and F people. Okay, hood therapy. A lot of special. I don't care how it sounds, but I want you to understand where this is all at. Because when we talk about leftovers, we are talking about when you're making beer and the bottom of the barrel, the malt. It's a lot of leftovers, and that's just didn't take heed when they was coming around in your elementary school and junior high school, and they was talking to you about drugs, and they was showing you drugs, and they was talking about you with STDs and sex, and they was talking to you about sex, and we didn't take heed. We thought that we was always going to be invincible. Then what happens? You get caught. So when a person comes who is going to sit there online, who has 1 million people who's listening to him, don't think that this person just going to talk that much nonsense. Like I said, there's a lot of people on these YouTube streets that's retards. But you're going to have a few specks of people that stinking. So what is leftovers? You got to think about that. It's a deep conversation to have with yourself. Because you have a person like Leonard Arnold who always just want to clout chase and take men words and clout chase for his social media platform to try and downgrade their words without even understanding their words, because he don't think. He hears something, oh, you heard that shit? Oh, he said that. He don't think. Leftovers. See, he said that he got married young, they met young, and they put themselves in a certain situation. So what's leftovers? You have to understand what really truly are leftovers. And folks, don't be mad, don't be upset, because 90% of the population of the world died as leftovers. You understand what I'm saying? You die single, you die, you die by yourself. It's because we're not understanding that concept. And once we can understand that concept, then we will understand that we can change the generation, the generational curses, the ancestral curses, and change the generation of being leftovers. It can be changed. You first have to identify what the problem is. How can you not think that you have 5 fucking kids in the projects, 33 moms watching your children, your sister watching your children, and you still running around in the streets, clubbing, drinking, and you don't think you're a fucking leftover? You washed up personally if you don't get your mind right. And on the flip side, how the hell you think you're going to have 3 different baby mamas and think that you have real value to yourself? Oh, that happened when I was young. Okay, so then let's go years down the road. Right now, are you considered baby daddy or are you their father? You have to understand, are you a leftover? Are you men? Are you called my children's father, or you call my children baby daddy? Because if you call the baby daddy, you are leftover. Men, if your title out of a woman's mouth is my baby daddy, you are a total leftover. So what is leftovers? Like I say, it's just not the A clan, the ones who did it right. The ones who didn't settle for the lesser. So don't get brainwashed to think that a person who's talking the talk don't know what the fuck they talk about. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. Like I said, I caught a couple of his little things. I said, yo, this dude is raw. He's hard and he's real and he's right, politically right on a lot of shit. Right is wrong to someone's ears, but right is right. But right will be wrong to a lot of people's ears who don't listen right. You understand? You dig? You gotta hear her therapy. Right is wrong to someone's ears because they don't know how to listen right. But if they listen properly, then right is right. Period. Stop trying to make something right wrong because you're not listening properly. Get your fucking mind elevated and get out that fucking D club and get out that F club and get in the B plus and the A club. You gotta want to get to that club. Meaning that you gotta elevate your mind out of the black hole that you in. Got my baby breasts. Making my plants with love. Actually done in the area. His room is a workshop right now, so I'm working. I'm making got my t-shirts over there, got my bags underneath it, got my buttons somewhere, and I think they're out in the car. You know what I'm saying? We out here working, trying to get my little money up, and I'm propose something to the man because we got to elevate ourselves. If you leftovers, you got to continuously move yourself from being a leftover to becoming the main course. Huh? It's food. You leftovers. You are in the refrigerator, and most people don't like to eat leftovers, even if leftovers is main course food. That's dope. There's many of us out here that are leftovers. That is still the main course food. Just put in Tupperware, put in a Ziploc, and place in the refrigerator. Place in the freezer. No expiration date. Just learn not to be caught up and become frozen for life. Simple, folks. Why y'all just don't want to get it? Stop trying to destroy men's words, especially when most men who are using their heads and speaking words are being elevated and used by a different type of tool. It's just when they become a fool and abuse that power, and most people abuse that gift, that they end up in situations where it's a cease and desist order. Sometimes cease and desist orders your life. You got to give up your life. Rest in peace, Kevin. We don't really know your world. We don't know what you was about. We don't know what the hell you was doing. But you're no longer here. Maybe we'll find out, maybe we won't. But for all those leftovers, it's become the main meal with some wine, fine wine. You always got time in life. Like I said, life is about time. It's what you do with it. Do you want to be caught in the mains? Do you want to get caught in the sauce and just be a whole bunch of sloppy gravy? You know, when you have your food and you put it in the refrigerator, you know, get better because it's like marinating sauce. But if you left it a little too long, you know what I'm saying? Just nasty gravy. You just throw shit out. A lot of people moving around like molded gravy. They don't want to become the main course again. And then they become heartbroken, their mind become confused, and then they lose themselves. And then once you start losing yourself and you stop loving yourself, then when you hear people say things, it hurt you more because you don't love yourself more. Because you did not want to, you allowed yourself to become molded food. You went from being leftovers to molded food, as opposed to say, yo, I'm going to become the main course again. And how do you become the main course? That's going to be the next topic. How do you become the main course and move from being leftovers? We're going to help you, Kevin. We're going to keep the conversation going. All right, we're going to keep that conversation going. Whether I have one person on or 1,000 people on, we're going to keep the conversation going. How do you move from being leftovers to becoming the main course once again? Icy Dawn's in the house, folks. All right, let me make this flower I've been procrastinating on. There we go. Okay, so we're going to take this, take the baby breast, put it together. Okay, folks. Oh, do I have roses? I think no more roses. I have roses downstairs. I forgot to bring it up here. That's why I went downstairs for it. I went downstairs to go get the roses, but I was on the phone. I came back up empty-handed. That's crazy. Oh, no, I didn't. I ain't stupid. I'm not confused. I left it outside in the hallway. Okay. I just left it outside in the hallway. Got my carnations and my roses. All right, folks. So one way that you elevate yourself, well, and like I said, that's going to be the next topic. But we're still talking about, do you consider, have you been considered, has anybody ever called you like washed up, you leftovers, you nobody, you nothing? You know, when you be in heated conversation with your baby mama and your baby daddy, y'all be fighting. Those are things that you could say to one another just to hurt one another. But do you really know someone that's really just washed up and really leftovers? And what would you consider real true leftovers? What is a person what do you consider a person who's just washed up and leftovers? A lot of women would talk about strippers, you know what I'm saying? I know, just kicking it with chicks, and they talk, oh hell no, I would never do that, and have my pussy blah blah blah, and have it all washed up, be worthless. I heard that many times from other women about strippers. So can we say a woman who's been stripping and not just stripping, because stripping don't mean that you're giving up your body, but sexually and sexing and stripping at the same damn time? And she was doing this from the age of 19, and she stopped, and she stopped at the age of 31 after her second child. And now with the second child, she's really trying to really have a relationship, and he don't know nothing about her 10 years, 12 years strong of being promiscuous. Is she washed up? Is she leftovers? A guy with 8 baby mamas, is he washed up? Is he leftovers? Like I say, let's have that conversation of what makes you leftovers. What makes the individual leftovers? I'm telling you, it's the mindset of you allowing yourself to remain in that bracket. The mindset of you being complacent with your energy towards yourself. The mindset is very important for you to understand. It's the mindset, folks. Your mindset is left over. Who would think they would be seeing me making Mother's Day flowers? Huh? I got more flowers in a bucket right here than most of your baby daddy's gonna give you. In all the years you've been with him. But most people said last year, oh, he's dusty, he's a bum, he's nothing, he's this, that. But my mindset ain't there. It's the mindset, folks. Here's the status. Put the status with that. Remember, I told you that my peoples, they ran the flower shop. And so his mom's was a florist and the boys was drug dealers. But when Mother's Day came, Everything stopped. I'm a little sad because I'm just making my stuff right now. I'm behind, but that rain, I mean, it took away my energy. I didn't want to go out, you know what I'm saying, that rain. So I'm just taking the time out. Even doing this live, I know I'm playing myself because I should be out there doing the flowers and selling at the same damn time. But there's always tomorrow. And when I just go out, whatever I sell, I sell. And I'm at this point, it's all good. Because I'm just proud that I was able to obtain the stuff because I don't have a leftover mindset. Like I said, leftover is a mindset. I tell you every day I have high values. I don't care how many ladies I was with. My values is still strong. And that's the difference between man and woman. A man can have 8 kids. A man can have 4 different baby mothers and still not be a leftover. I'm sorry. Especially if he's having his mind right and his money right. Now, anyone can battle me on that. Cool. But you better battle not on some dumb shit. It gotta be on some real deal shit. Some real knowledgeable facts. Like, no, it can't be like that. No, that's not right. That's not fair. No, not that chatty patty shit. I was at a family reunion in South Carolina. Man had about real talk about 60. Oh man, y'all ain't gonna believe me. Kids. At his birthday party, everybody was there. All his baby moms, everybody sitting there taking pictures with him because he's not leftovers. Now, a woman who was in a relationship with a man, they had 2 kids. She was married to him. They were separated. They finally got divorced. She's 32. She met this other dude. She was down and out, feeling bad, but she came across him and they liked each other. Within that time frame, she get pregnant again. They don't work out. She's 35, about to turn 36. She has a great job. She's taking care of her 2 kids. Is she considered leftover? There's many different situations that happen. Leftovers, and what he was talking about is those women who come out there acting as if they all high mighty. See, you gotta understand, it's that energy that man was attacking. That high mighty energy that's passing a demonic energy across to many other people. That's what he was attacking. He was putting that in proper perspective and proper place by letting them know you're a leftover. Don't think you're going to come out here and broadcast this to these people, this energy. Like I say, folks, everybody be trying to play like they innocent. That's what makes me sick. It's not that many innocent people. And they be acting like they haven't done wrong and they goody goods. Those people, if that's you, then if you are that person that you're goody good, then salute. I take a knee. But all those people who ain't worth shit, who's the D and the F people who just trying to have ha ha he he ho ho laughs and get views and collect some money and be broadcasting this demonic energy, no, I can't allow that to be. So like I said, I was never really a huge follower of Kevin, but I had to tap into him a couple of times because I heard a couple of people mention him and mention him to me. So I checked him out, read his energy, and his energy wasn't that bad. Okay? His energy to me was not that bad. It wasn't great, but it was not that bad. You understand what I'm saying? I knew his time was going to come. I ain't talking about death, but I knew that this can't go on forever. You understand what I'm saying? I knew that. So that's why I want to know on the other side what happened on the other side that made him have to go. Was it a setup? Okay, folks? Was it a setup? Was it a setup? Who was the person he was with? You guys got to watch yourselves, man. 1.2 some million people. People have these private chats behind the scenes against you. People plotting against you. People scheming against you. Hookers popping up. That's always the way to bring men down. So you better watch yourself, man. Watch the company you keep. I can't wait for that story to really unveil, because the most important person right now is the one who's with him. Who was that woman? This is deep, folks. Kevin Samuels is dead. Why? How? Was he sick, folks? Those people who's paying attention to him, was he sick? Did he ever talk about his heart? Did he ever talk about him being sickly? Did he ever give any notions of him being in a position where he only had a few years to live? Did he ever sound like he only had a few years to live? Just like that, the DJ K Slade, New York. He just dropped dead from COVID. Folks, I don't just take things for the surface itself. I like to go to root. What's up with that? That dude, Nature Boy, get locked up, and then Kevin Samuels dead. I mean, I just look at it like that. We could say conspiracy. We could say it's just life. It has nothing to do with nothing. Young Pharaoh going through it. Umar Johnson going through it. Cooling and Honor. He's just skating though, because he's going after black men. See, you talk down on black men, you go against black men, especially. You can stay in this Illuminati shit is deep. You can stay and you can do your thing, but you do any formation of getting men in his right mindset, you go bye-bye. You go bye-bye. Always remember that. You go bye-bye. I told you, the new movement is online. And watch how people's being picked the fuck off. Maybe I'm bugging out. I don't know. But the rabbit hole is deep. The saga will continue. Now, as I said before, let me stay focused. I got money in my hand. I got to get out there. Hey, folks, I would like to be able to give out some roses today. So if there's any men out there who'd like to sponsor a rose for a lady, $ Icy Don 167. I'll be out there Mother's Day too. So if you see this, hit the Cash App and say for put in there for mother gift for a mother, or you know what I'm saying, gift for a mother. If you'd like to sponsor a rose so I can give it out, gift for a mother. Shout out to you, all right? Like I say, Icy Don always want to give, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not stressing. Even if I give away stuff, it's all good. That's my blessings. But I gotta make my money. But if I'm giving this, I'm giving. I always give away flowers. I always give away roses. Look how freaking short this one is, yo. Look how short it is. Look at this. Damn it. You see it? Man, it's short. Look, that's the bottom of these. This is the bottom of that one. Look at that shit. See my hand? Fucking retards. See? This one have to be given out. You understand what I'm saying? If you like to sponsor a flower for a mother, $ Icy Don 167. $5 a rose, okay? So that's how we're gonna do it. If you'd like to help sponsor for, oh, yo, you know what, today I gotta get over to that spot today so I can show you. I want to show you my spot. Yesterday I was just too tired. It took me like 4.5, maybe 5 hours to get to the crib. Where am I gonna put those plants? So, folks, we're talking about 35 older with kids, or you consider leftovers. Like I say, to me, leftover is a mindset. Leftover is how you carry yourself. Leftover is really not taking the time out to do much to become the main course. Being the leftovers when you choose not to do the things that you know that you can do as a man or a woman to become the main course again. Like back in the days, we as guys used to always be putting the grease in our hair, brushing our hair, and brushing our hair, and do-ragging it up and trying to make sure we have those waves. Then you get a certain age, you just don't even care no more. It's like you just let loose. You let go. You let go. And then you start blaming everything and everybody as opposed to looking in the mirror and saying, yo, could I do a little bit better? You know what I'm saying? You got to look in the mirror, man and the woman in the mirror, and decide if you're going to do better or not. And that's what it's all about. And if you choose not to do better, then you just consider yourself to be leftover. If you choose to get a hoagie and get some ice cream, but if you that woman who chooses to go to the gym, if you that man who chooses to go to the gym, if you that man who chooses to say, I'm going to beat this, I'm going to start running, I'm going to get rid of this gut, I'm going to start running, I'm going to start exercising again, I'm going to get my muscles back, then you're not leftovers. But if you that person who just give up on yourself, then you are totally a fucking loser. If you choose just to completely just give up, you are a fucking loser. Fuck being a leftover. The wrong L. You a loser. How many people want to be losers? This is hood therapy. How many people want to be a loser? Oh man, men ain't shit. Oh, women ain't shit. No, that's the wrong spirit. Don't have that spirit. We know that men ain't shit. We know that women ain't shit. We know that we can be shit. But to believe that that's what every person in the world, that's a loser spirit. Don't be that spirit. People don't want to have these conversations because it touches home, it touches them too much. But then you go to therapy and this is what they're going to talk to you about. They just going to talk to you in a nicer way. They're going to just try to converse with you in a manner that, you know, saying you don't feel insulted. But you might have those real deal people when you go to therapy sessions like, yo, I ain't got time for the bullshit. Let's go. And this is how you got to handle it. These people don't got time for the bullshit. Icy Don don't have time for the bullshit. Are there too many people out there that we are planting seeds to become leftovers? Are we putting seeds in our little girls? Are we planting seeds and making our little babies become leftovers before they even get a chance? Are we planting a seed in their heads of a leftover mentality? Just by the painting the picture, they see what they see. And either they say, I ain't gonna be like that. I'm not gonna be like mom. I ain't gonna be like dad. I ain't gonna be like dad. I ain't gonna be like mom. Or they say, hey, my mom was like that. Hey, my daddy was like that. Hey, my daddy was like that. Hey, my mom was like that. Fuck it. We're giving images to our youth to be leftovers. Look at the glorification of Basketball Wives. That is a leftover show. The Housewives, that's leftover shows. Because at the very end, they break up. They fight. And they become leftovers. But they get glorified. And they plant seeds in your heads to have a leftover mentality. But nobody's talking about it. So when the person decides to call it out for what it is, you want to get mad, and then you want to dance around the mountain that the motherfucker's dead. How disgusting of you. Even if Umar passed away, I won't be dancing around the mountain. You heard? If Umar Johnson was to pass away right now, I would not be dancing around the mountain. I would actually cry. You heard? Because I'm not an F student. I'm not a D student when it comes to life. And because that tear that I have, that teardrop, that Tupac teardrop that I have for Umar, is the reason why Umar's still moving around the way he has. It's because I have love for my black men, because we have to elevate ourselves out of the loser bracket to become winners. So I would not be jumping around the mountain if he died, like what's happening with a lot of these demons. Okay, folks, know what it is. It's demons who's doing that, because they know that it's easy to possess you. I've never changed my rhetoric. We always talk about demon possession. These people coming out here and say, he did because he did this. Oh, he spoke about this. Oh, but let's speak on it. So, like I say, 35 and leftover. Are you 35 with kids? Or are you considered leftover? And how do you become the main course? That's the next topic. How do I move from a leftover to the main course? How do I move from getting out the refrigerator and being a leftover to becoming the main course? Even frozen dinners are good. You can have frozen dinners in that freezer for 6 months. You throw that shit in the microwave, you throw it in the oven, whatever way you got to prepare it, and you bust that down. I don't really eat frozen dinners, but when I've been doing it lately, it's like, yo, thank you, this shit's good. You can become the main course, even if you're leftover. So that's what we're going to do, folks. Tina, you came on deck. You said, not this bullshit topic, Don. Instead of spreading division, we look at what, even on that, when I read that, I was like, damn. I said, it's crazy because we read headlines, we read people, their topics, and we automatically put in our mind, because like I said, what's have been spreaded, it's not our fault, it's what's been spreaded. We automatically think things is going to be directly talked about them. So we say, this is so funny. We say, and as I was doing, I knew it was going to happen. I said, watch these words. How much this wordplay? Are you 35 years of age? Are you single? With kids and 35 years of age and older? Why is it that women automatically put themselves as the person to be the target for the dart to be thrown at? I said, are you single? A man can be single. Most men are single. 35, most men are 35, just like most women 35. It's 35 men with kids, and most men have kids. So it's just that because we done targeted women so much when we say mention kids, women automatically think that because you say kids, then you talk about them. But a kid cannot come into the world without the dad. So I love doing wordplay. That's why I say I know how to understand what a person's saying, because I look at wordplay. I like Sudoku. I like figuring shit out. No division, booby. Oh, I forgot something. No division. We uplifting. Like I say, this is the uplift. Tough love is tough love. You know, there's mad folks on these YouTube streets, especially female people on these YouTube streets who are leftovers. Now, leftover men, for example, one of my dudes, and it's funny because I sat back and I was thinking about this one day. I was talking to him, and even thinking about his physical characteristics itself showed me that he is left over in his own way. Even though he would be like, hell no. He would say hell no, but he could be considered a leftover. Because I would point certain things out just to be like, see, this is what I'm talking about, dude. This is my boy. But he used to be a stripper. He was a stripper for about like 25 years. He was a whore. He was a hoe. He was a male whore. He'll tell you himself. He was a male whore. And now he's, you know, got a wife and kids. And if I told you what he do now, it's even worse. But I look at him and I listen to him, and I really look at him as leftovers. Because he would look at himself as leftovers, because that was his conversation. He's like, there's so many times he'd be on train just looking at these females. He'd be like, yo, I remember her at a party. I remember her at a party. I remember her. I remember her. Hope she will remember me. And like I said, he was doing it for 20 some years, and he did also for celebrities. Because remember, male strippers in the 90s and 2000s was lit. So you had a lot of celebrities having these guys come around too. So he was doing shit parties for celebrities as well. And you know, there's no shame in him because he has that character. He also, you know, he went to college, he pledged, you know what I'm saying? But he was leftovers. But he has value to him. He's not a D person. He's not an F person. He has a lot of value to him. And right now, that's why he's doing godly work right now. Okay. He's going to the homeless shelter to the women and giving Christmas toys and things like that. He do a lot of things for the women because what he did to the women. So like I say, you can be leftovers. You can just give up on yourself and you can just give up on life, or you can become the main course again. So he's trying to find his avenue and mark back into life and becoming the main course, not the main course as the slut guy, but the main course as the family guy. Like I say, folks, this is deep therapy. You cannot be a loser thinking and then trying to be a loser putting content out there. You have to be a person who actually has used your mind right. As I'm doing this live, knowing I need to be outside, but I'm going to get my stuff together. I just got it yesterday. I was in New York yesterday. I had to go pick up my cart. We got this stuff, and then I didn't get back out here till like damn near 6:30. And I didn't get a chance to do it last night because I ended up working till like 12. So when I woke up, I jumped to it. But today is just not the day. I'm not filming. But we're going to go out in a few, and we're going to go out there and pick up the pieces and not have shit left over. Okay? I don't want to have no flowers left over. Like I say, folks, I know I bought way too much of something. Spent too much money on this shit. All I know is that I don't think Kevin was a bad person. I don't, you know, they trying to throw shit out there like he was gay or something like that, or do you think he was gay and shit like that? I looked at him a couple of times and asked, well, was he funny style? But then I heard him talk about his wife, but I still said, is he funny style? But when dudes present themselves a certain way, it always come off funny style. It come off gayish. When these guys, when these black dudes get around these white people in corporate world, they be acting gay. Gay meaning happy, happier than what they normally be. So he probably been in a world where he been gayish, and we like I'm using the way gay in the way of like happy, because he's been around a lot of things. He probably made some money, so he just moved differently, sit differently, have his legs crossed a little bit too much and too long. But yet still, I think that for a lot of YouTube people, he had a certain level of value. And we're gonna find out, you know, what type of value he really had. I can honestly say that he helped men step up their game in regards to having more confidence in themselves and not allowing pretty women to walk over them. Because a lot of dudes allow a woman just to walk over them just because she got coochie. Too many men do that. So he was elevation to that, and also putting people, women in the right perspective in regards to like, yo, you don't have to be like that to get men. Actually, you're gonna get grown men being like that. So, in his own way, he actually was helpful, very helpful. The only thing is, behind the scenes, what was his life like? Where his life is taken away. We're gonna find out. All right. This one I'm not happy with, but it's going in the water. This one I'm not too thrilled about. Look, real plain. Oh, that's why I look plain. Add the status to it. Add that to it. Give it a little bit more color. Fill it in a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? When you work with flowers, especially these roses, you gotta work with them with love. They bruise quick. All right, now let's see. Looking a little bit more. I should add a little more baby brush, but I think I'm gonna run out. If I don't, I'll just add more to it. But I don't want to run out. All right, folks. What time is it? 4:30. I'm gonna hit the streets. I'm gonna be on the streets. I'll be on the streets by 5. I'll give it a couple hours, see how it go. Then just get ready for tomorrow. Get out there tomorrow morning, super early. To be honest, I might stay out there tonight all the way to about like 9, 10, depending on how I feel. I just wish it wasn't so cold, man. If it wasn't cold, I'd be out there. It's freaking cold. I ain't gonna lie, my hands, I was out there and my hands just was tingling. I didn't know what, every finger was tingling. And then it moved down to my hands. My hands was tingling earlier. What do like tingling fingers in your hands mean? You know what I'm saying? Because someone give me that information. I mean, it was tingling. Like you know how like your feet go just fall asleep? That's what happened to my hands. Felt like they just going to sleep. It was like that for like minutes, like not like a few seconds. It was like for a long time. So I don't feel like rushing up to have that feeling again. What's that when your fingers are tingling? Carnations is very difficult for me to do. It's like they so pretty like this, but when you put them into separate them and you try and make money off of this, you gotta be real creative. And I don't have enough stuff for it, so I got these. I ain't have enough money, to be honest, folks. I only had a few $100s to put towards this whole project. I ain't have like $1,500 I wanted to put towards it. But looking at the weather, I wasn't feeling it too because I saw the rain, so I was just nervous. If yesterday didn't rain, I would have sold some stuff yesterday. But yesterday rained. So we still talk about 35 with kids. We still talk about 35 with kids, okay? 35 years of age with kids, and how do you view yourself? And like I say, I want us to really have a conversation so we can start living our words differently, because we live in a world where we constantly bashing one another, but we're not really getting much from one another. Like, it's important for us to really start getting. I keep hearing something in this house, but the door keep blowing open. The door keep blowing open. We have to start getting more value for one another. You know what I'm saying? We have to stop looking at one another just to have jokes and shit. See, look at all this stuff I got. I got too much of this. Damn. We have to start looking at each other for real good insight and input. Not looking at each other for like jokes. But we gotta look at amongst each other for like real. I got too much of this right here. We gotta look at each other like real resources and information and love. Because this is it. This is the last days, folks. And we're gonna be so mad that we had all this opportunity to do better and we did worse. We got to stop doing. We got to stop pulling out the worst in us. It's like we trying to go from being A students to flunking students. You know how you watch the movie and you got the smart kid, and then his mom's like, "What's wrong with you? Why your grades are going down? This is not you, and you don't know, mom." And then he become a rebel, and then he's hanging out more. He's smoking now. He drinking. He got some pussy, and now he's no longer that person he was supposed to be, because he became the person he wanted to become because of his environment. We got too many people that's that. That's why you got a chick whipping out her titties and shit like that. We caught up in wrong environments and trying to impress things. And that's why it's important for us to really take time out to really, like she said, spread more love as opposed to division. And the only way that we can keep the love going is by finding the real words that we're speaking. Hear the real words that's being said to you. And that's what it's all about, folks. The man is dead. He's going to be talked about for the remainder of this year. More information is going to come out. Maybe nothing will come out. But I know more rumors and more gossip and more coonery will be spoken on. But ladies and gentlemen, you have to decide yourself. Are you leftovers? And if you are, how are you going to become the main course? It's just that simple. And I tell you many times, I had frostbite, I think. Yeah, you're right. Yo, it was so crazy, yo. Shit was crazy. It hurt like a monster. It made me, I was trying to cook. I was putting my hand in hot water. But just seek the best in one another, because that's the most important thing. Leonard Arnold, even he tried to milk. He's going to try and milk Kevin Samuels, and he's going to try, folks, to bring much division using Kevin Samuels now. Like he says, take Shaq, take Shaquille O'Neal, and take Stephen Curry, and you can't get pointers from shooting threes and frees from Shaq. You go to the right person for that. And so he's like, okay, so basically, don't. I know Kevin Samuels. Yeah, he's one of my people I wanted to get. Like, he got 1.2 million subscribers. Yeah, I know Kevin Samuels. Yeah. But I see he got a lot of people following him. I see he got a lot of ladies. Damn, he got mad women. Yeah, I know Kevin Samuels. You goddamn not right. He know Kevin. But remember, he's a hater. So, okay. All of a sudden, he could pull up something on Kevin, though. Of course, he can pull up something because he watched it. He watch a few hours because that's the one who he want to be like in regards to a YouTubian, the game, the followers. And but yet still, he's going to try and use clips and try and big up women and make him look like he was putting women down all day long. He's going to roll with it. He's going to roll with it because he's a shark. He see food, he's going to swim. Why wasn't he doing that when Kevin was alive, though? Understand what I'm saying? He's a piece of shit. I mean, realistically, he stayed Nature Boy. Late Nature Boy locked up. Now he want to go Nature Boy. Nature Boy is Nature Boy then because you was too much riding Umar's wave that you don't know the world is going on. Oh, if I knew that he was doing, oh my God, the girls fighting on the beach. Oh, nigga, who are you? Oh, the Umar Johnson. He says, oh, the Umar Johnson topic is on fire with the cease and desist order. But you're not talking about who lit the fire. Who lit that cease and desist order fire? Who sparked that and made that fire burst where you got content? Talk about the source. Talk about the root of that cease and desist order. How did that come in play? Because you've been talking about him for years. How did they come across you? Because you're white American people, they brought it to the white people. Like I say, it could be, but it has to be something deeper than that. Like you say, if there's a case number, if there's a foul in the case number, oh, there's problems. I have a foul in the case number, my nigga. So what are you talking about? He always just want to use something on black men to put black men down so he can get women to think that Leonard Arnold is a lovable father figure. Kevin Samuels was alive. He wasn't talking about Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels said that 35 or over a long time ago in Leftovers. When you first saw that nigga, why didn't you talk about that nigga? You don't want me to call you coon, I'm gonna call you nigga now. You ain't talk about that then, nigga. If it was such a real topic then, nigga, why didn't you talk about it then? That's why I say you be cooning. Nick, now all of a sudden Kevin's dead, and all of a sudden, oh, it's a topic. Oh, he said this about black women. He said if you're 35 and over, you single with kids, you leftovers. Well, when the first time you heard that, nigga? Whatever, yo. Like I say, man, if you leftovers, how can you get out that refrigerator or that ice box and get on that plate and become the main course? That's the whole point and purpose. That's where we at right now, and that's where we have to always be. We cannot allow coons to dictate the flow of your brain. And it's so crazy because it's not even it's shit. That's what made me do this topic because I'm like, well, go into it. You just want to try and get women to say, oh, so what about men? Yeah, so what about men? Go into it. Men, if your life was a whorish life, you worthless, yeah, you might be considered leftover, but men has a little, this is what makes men and women way differently. We built differently. Our mechanics is different. Our blood and our body temperature is different. I say that again. Any nurse out there, any doctors out there who would like to converse about this? Man and woman's blood temperature is different. We're different species. We're human beings, but we are different. And so until that day that he wakes up and realizes that he needs to stop bashing the men down and find ways to, even when men are bashing themselves down, find a way to pick them up so they can become something, because no matter what, man gonna come out that freezer, just like Demolition Man. And how you come out will be your future. It's like you're getting locked up. You've been locked up for 18 years. And you come out of jail. You're gonna come out and be doing the same thing, or you're gonna learn what you learned in jail and be worse, or you're gonna learn from jail and you're on your best. Stop bashing men, elevate them so they can be pointed in the right direction, so we can lead. Because there's a war out there. There's a spiritual war. Cut the coonery out. Icy Dawn. Yo, German boy, what's up, dude? Yo, Germ, I don't know, man. I like talking about touchy things a lot of times, you know what I'm saying? Because it's very important to talk about these topics, because these are topics that's going to help save the future. The only way we're going to better our future is when we have hot topics and right hot topics. And really, the top picks that we have to have is topics that we don't want to touch. We didn't want to touch that whole gay shit, and now look at gay shit. We want to keep it in the closet. So much that we never want to talk about, and we want to keep it behind the scenes, and look what happens. They should have been talking about race much more, and they probably wouldn't have had all those riots, or not riots, but those marches and rallies. But we don't want to talk about it. So we got to talk about this, and we got to talk about moving from being leftovers, becoming main courses. All right, Don, time for you to get up out of here. I just came on deck just to do this quick live. Learn to honor, leave the man alone. You didn't talk about him when he was alive. Shut the fuck about him while he's dead. Stop trying to cash out. Stop trying to cash out on everybody. Graduate from school. Take some of your cash out money. Rent a fucking hall out and do a stand-up show. Matter of fact, that's what you do, Leonard Honor. Rent a hall and do a live, doing a comedy show about Umar Johnson. There you go. Now you won. Okay, I got you some paper. Take you some money, rent out a hall, do your live at the hall, so you know the live itself will pay for the hall, and then have an open door so you can make more money from the open door. But do your live there so it pays for everything, because your live will pay for it. And do a comedy show on Umar Johnson. But you better not leave me the fuck out. How about that, Umar Lennon? Do that. My point is, have something of substance of you. It's your comedy show. It's you talk about your boyfriend. You talk about your BFF. You talk about the person who made you you. Talk about do a comedy show. But now you can do comedy shows, and you can play your live thing. You can do your music. But like I say, stop trying to fucking cash out on other people's fucking lives. Signing out. Icy Dawn. Peace.